Hey guys, Jay back with you. Today we're going to make a wax canvas. In a previous video, I worked on a Polaris Ranger, and I don't know if it showed in there or not that it had a piece of shade cloth on it. And it's kind of shade cloth that you would put over maybe a dog run or a chicken run, something like that. A lot of nurseries use them, so do the car lots and stuff like that. Recently I was thumbing through YouTube, and I was looking at some bushcraft stuff, and somebody was making a wax canvas for bush, to take out to bushcraft, and I went, you know what? I wonder if I can do that and put that over that, replace that shade cloth that's on the Polaris. So, not measuring it, I was just going, well, I think it's about this big. I bought a 4x5 piece, and I should have gotten a bigger one. The 4 foot length, I've got plenty front to back. It's side to side. It doesn't come around. What my idea was, is I wanted to come around underneath. I want to put grommets around the outside of the tarp or canvas or top or whatever you want to call it. But I wanted it to come underneath and then take some rope or paracord or something so I could draw it up nice and tight, go both ways. Like I said, I've got plenty front and back, but I don't have a lot side to side. With that being said, this is just I'm not going to spend a ton of money on it. So I wasn't going to order another one. But one thing I did find when I got the new one, the weave is not real tight. I've got another drop cloth here, and it's thicker and the weave is tighter. So I don't know how, after I wax this, I don't know how waterproof it's going to be, which is not that big of a deal. I mean, the one we have now is like putting a screen on there. So anyway, I got my tarp. And the other day I went ahead and ordered a grommet kit. And if you know anybody that needs 300 grommets, I'm available. But I bought one with the hand masher or whatever you want to call it. The grommet setter. I've got some of the little punches, it's got the receiver and then you've got the punch, but I didn't want to sit on the floor and do, I don't even know how many I put on here. What I did was I laid this out, and it's not really 4x5, it's like 46 inches by 58 inches, I think is what it came out to be. So I just laid a tape measure down, marked the middle, and then marked half of that and half of that and half. Anyway, until I got my grommets on, and I'm sitting there in the chair putting my grommets on, and I got almost all the way done, and I went, you know what, I wonder if I could make a video of this. But by then it was already too late. I already had all my grommets in. So anyway, the grommets are in, and you watch 10 videos, they're going to tell you 10 different ways to make this stuff. The most simple one that I saw was the guy just did paraffin wax. Now somebody did paraffin wax and beeswax mix. Somebody did paraffin wax and boiled linseed oil. Well, I'm not going to go through all that. I don't even know how well this is going to work. I don't know if it's going to be as waterproof as I want it. This thing may last 6 months. It might last 6 years. I don't know. But I'm not going to waste any more money than what I've already done. I'm not sure how much wax I'm going to need. I bought 2 pounds. I'm going to start off with 1 pound. Only because I don't know how this is going to come out. But I'm just going to melt that and see how far I can go. That may be plenty. I don't know. several years ago, I was doing some bushcrafting stuff, and I needed to, and I was making, I don't remember, but I was making some wax heaters, I think, wax and cardboard, and put them in a like a tuna can or whatever. So I just went down to the thrift store, and I don't know, I don't even know how much I paid for these. They weren't much, but I did find one that fit in the other, so that's my double boiler, and that's what I'm gonna melt that in. So let me get that done, and then we'll come back out. And if you decide to do this, you'll want to lay something down that's sacrificial. I had a piece of plywood out behind the shed. I brought that in here. If nothing else, a nice piece of cardboard or whatever would be nice. So anyway, let me go in and melt this, and then come back and we'll paint it on. And then after you get it all painted on, to get it to saturate to both sides, you heat it up, and it'll kind of go through and it'll change color. So I got a heat gun for that. But that'll be later on. So anyway, if you stick around with me, we'll come back here in a minute when I get this melted, and we'll paint it on and see what happens. We'll go from there. Stick around. Okay. Do as I say, not as I do. I did this in the house, and I probably don't do what I did. Okay. You can make a mess real quick. I didn't, but I'm just saying. Ideally, you'd want to do this, outside or in the garage and use a camp stove or something. I didn't because I can. But anyway, I'm gonna leave the double boiler here. There's boiling water in the bottom that'll hopefully help keep this paraffin pliable enough. Oh yeah. I don't know, man. As porous as this canvas is, I don't know if we're going to need to do the heat gun. Like I said, I'm not real happy with the this canvas. It's almost more like gauze. Just the weave on it is not tight at all. Hell, I may be putting it on too thick. I don't know. I've never done this. Anyway, I'm going to keep going here. Probably put a time lapse in there because you don't need to watch me do this whole thing. I can already tell this is going to be a while. Anyway, we'll bring you back here in a little bit. Okay, I got it. I think I got it all coated. Obviously, some of them look like some areas look like they're coated a little more than they need to be, but it's a learning experience. Now we're going to take the gun. If that cord will reach. And all we're doing is we're just melting that to get it to go through to the other side. Obviously, where I put it on a little too thick, it's already gone through the other side. But and there you have it. Again, I don't think this is going to be as waterproof as I thought it was going to be, because the weave is so loose. But you know what? It is what it is. Anyway, that's supposedly how you do it. We'll see. Next time you see me, we'll be installing it. So if you would sit tight. All right, so it's been a couple of weeks since Christmas, and we finally, I don't know, we put it on like, I don't know, a couple days after Christmas. But this is the top. I don't know how well you're going to see it. Got this thing in the garage, and of course I got a vehicle parked back there. I can't get to it, but this is how it turned out, and I'm not real happy with it. Right out of the gate, you can see that one tore, and again, it's due to this, and that one tore there. Like I said, that one tore there. That one tore there. But it's due to the fact that this canvas was real cheap. It will serve the purpose for what we want it to do. It'll keep the sun off and a little bit of the rain. I don't know if you can see. I think the cat's like sleeping up there more than anything, but if I had to do it again, I would go down to either Lowe's or Home Depot and just get one off the shelf, and then that way you could check the weave. Like I said, the weave on this one it's almost like gauze. But live and learn. It was a fun project, and I'm glad I did it, but I wouldn't do it like this again. So anyway, again, I appreciate you guys spending time with me. I hope you learned something. I know I did, but like I said, I wouldn't do it like this again. I would physically get in my hand, and feel it and look at it, because like I said, this one is one I ordered off of Amazon, and I didn't know what it looked like until I got it. So I would physically go look at something and get one like that. But anyway, we will, I guess, talk to you guys later. See what's coming up next. I don't know. It's kind of cold out here today. Got a cold front come through. And it's a lot colder than it looks. So I got to get back in the house. You guys have a good New Year, and we'll see you, I don't know. Hopefully before it gets too late in the spring, we'll find something we can work on. So anyway, have a good one.